Something massive just shook the AI world. Two breakthroughs dropped almost back-to-back globally. One came from a team few expected. The other came straight from Google's labs. Together, they hint at a very different future. Let's dive into what really just happened. The first shocker is called Hermes 4. This model carries an unbelievable 405 billion parameters. It's not just big, it's powerful. Unlike most, it literally reveals its reasoning chains. It explains each logical step while solving problems. Accuracy scores soared beyond 96% consistently. That number isn't just high, it's historic. For reasoning tasks, that level is rare. Even leading closed-source giants struggle near that ceiling. Yet here stands Hermes 4, completely open source. Transparency matched with raw capability is a game changer. This is proof open systems can truly compete. Hermes didn't stop at just one version. It comes in 3 different scaled editions: 14 billion, 70 billion, and the Mega Beast. Each built atop Meta's Llama 3 foundation. What's remarkable is the training approach itself. No secret datasets, no hidden proprietary tricks. The developers squeezed brilliance out of post-training stages. They optimized after the base training finished. That's where innovation made the real difference. It showed smart techniques beat closed data monopolies. Open source suddenly feels dangerously close to giants. The message is clear: knowledge beats exclusivity. Now, here's the most intriguing feature discovered. Hermes uses something called hybrid reasoning flow. When asked simple questions, it answers directly fast. But when facing complexity, it changes modes. The system writes out detailed logical reasoning chains. Step by step, users see its full thought. This dual behavior creates a beautiful balance. You don't drown in explanations for basics. Yet for challenges, the clarity is unmatched. Transparency isn't just for show, it builds trust. Users see logic unfolding in real time transparently. That alone makes Hermes feel almost human-like. But how did they build this ability? The answer lies in a system called Data Forge. This pipeline doesn't scrape chaotic internet noise. Instead, it builds synthetic reasoning material intelligently. Imagine a giant graph reshaping data continuously. Inputs transform into multiple creative and logical outputs. Feed it plain text, it reimagines as poetry. Feed it history, it spins instructions and answers. Every path creates new reasoning traces to learn. This grows into a vast training universe. Hermes consumed over 5 million crafted samples total. That equals 19 billion tokens carefully prepared. And these weren't short clips or fragments. Reasoning sequences were 5 times longer than normal. Some stretched an incredible 16,000 tokens straight. That trained Hermes to think with endurance. It learned carrying long thoughts without losing direction. That's how Hermes reached such incredible reasoning power. Building massive data was only half solved. The true challenge was keeping quality intact. Low-quality reasoning can poison entire training sets. That's where another system entered the picture. The team relied on an engine named Atropos. It acted like a gatekeeper for reasoning. Every single trace had to pass strict checks. Over 1,000 verifiers scanned across multiple domains. Some enforced formatting through countless detailed templates. Others tested whether instructions were followed correctly. Schemas were validated, tool usage was simulated. Agent-style behavior was encouraged within training loops. If a reasoning trace failed, it was discarded. Only survivors joined the training pool confidently. This relentless filtering raised quality to new levels. It forced Hermes to learn flexible, reliable strategies. Unlike older models, it didn't memorize rigid paths. Instead, it learned multiple valid solution strategies. That created adaptability instead of brittle memorization. It gave Hermes strength across diverse reasoning challenges. The results were visible in benchmark performance everywhere. But another serious problem still remained unsolved. Reasoning models often rambled endlessly without control. Once they began, stopping became a major issue. Outputs stretched far past normal context limits. The smallest Hermes version proved this problem clearly. Over 60% of traces went runaway. The developers designed a new stage to stop rambling. They generated ultra-long reasoning sequences intentionally oversized. Then they cut these traces at 30,000 tokens. Closing tags were inserted to mark proper endings. Training zoomed in on those exact stop points. Only closing and end tokens were updated. By splitting reasoning ability from stopping behavior, balance emerged. Hermes learned how to end precisely on time. Runaway generations dropped dramatically across every benchmark test. 78% reduction on one reasoning exam. 65% reduction on another grueling challenge. Nearly 80% fewer overflows on live coding. Accuracy barely suffered during these adjustments overall. Performance dipped by just a few points. That small trade-off delivered massive stability improvements. Users gained long reasoning chains with safe cutoffs. No more endless spirals wasting compute power. Hermes now knew when enough was enough. That balance is exactly what makes Hermes unique. Depth when needed, precision when required, clarity throughout. It doesn't just reason, it reasons responsibly now. This design creates trust between system and user. You know it won't spiral uncontrollably anymore. That trust is rare among reasoning systems today. And here's where the excitement really multiplies further. Benchmarks prove Hermes 4's performance is state-of-the-art. On multiple academic reasoning tests, scores skyrocketed higher. Mathematics, science, and logical puzzles all fell easily. Even tough live coding benchmarks saw breakthroughs recorded. Hermes stood toe-to-toe with world's strongest closed models. This isn't just a victory for one lab. It's a message echoing across the AI world. Open-source reasoning can rival billion-dollar proprietary systems. The monopoly of closed models is crumbling. Innovation no longer belongs only to tech giants. The future feels open, transparent, and unstoppable. The story doesn't end with Hermes alone. While Hermes shocked the community, Google dropped news. Their breakthrough took a very different direction entirely. They introduced something called the regression language model. This framework reimagines how predictions can be made. Instead of flattening data into rigid tables, it treats complex system states as structured text. JSON, YAML, or descriptive sequences become inputs. Outputs arrive as clear predictions in text. Suddenly regression feels like language modeling itself. Think about giant clusters running millions of jobs. Predicting their efficiency was once nearly impossible manually. Engineers fought through logs, configs, endless fragile features. One change in hardware broke everything instantly again. Regression was slow, costly, and prone to collapse. Google's framework completely bypassed this outdated approach entirely. Now, any system can be described as text. The model learns mapping from input to prediction. Hardware specs in, efficiency numbers come straight out. No manual engineering, no brittle handcrafted features. Adaptation to new tasks happens within hours. As few as 500 examples are enough. The accuracy results were nothing short of astonishing. Correlations hit near-perfect levels across multiple internal tests. Errors dropped more than 100 times lower. Even uncertainty estimation was baked directly into predictions. The system didn't just answer, it judged confidence. That allowed better simulations and safer deployments worldwide. Digital twins, optimization tools, and simulations gained new power. Manufacturing, cloud systems, and scientific labs benefit instantly. Suddenly regression became universal, adaptable, and reliable again. The contrast against older systems couldn't be clearer. Old regression required endless effort, brittle and weak. This new approach feels lean, flexible, and revolutionary. Together, Hermes 4 and Google's RLM show momentum. Two different directions, both equally transformative and disruptive. One proves open source can rival closed titans. The other proves regression can be reimagined completely. Both signal a world where AI is unstoppable. Both suggest humanity is entering a new era. So what happens next from here forward? Will open source projects scale even faster worldwide? Will corporations embrace regression as language modeling soon? Or will governments step in to regulate tightly? The answers are unclear, but the path glows. AI's transformation is no longer a slow climb. We stand at a truly historic threshold. Reasoning no longer belongs only to humans. Prediction no longer feels clumsy or expensive. Machines are catching up at breathtaking new speed. Each month brings breakthroughs, faster than expected timelines. And each one reshapes industries overnight without warning. This is more than technology, it's destiny unfolding. The line between human and machine grows thinner. Tomorrow's world will be built on reasoning machines. And the revolution has already quietly begun today.